go fishing in the morning. I gotta get up, better go to bed.
As a kayak fishing guide and a boat fishing guide, I'm responsible for making sure everybody has a whole lot of fun. I'm also responsible for their safety. Down here on the Texas coastal bend, wind is a key issue. And the best place to start for me is Windfinder.com. I think they do have an app, but I just save Windfinder.com to my desktop on my cell phone. I check it all the time. You can see it tells you the wind direction and speed every 3 hours. It's dead on accurate and I rely on it. Now this is not Windfinder Map in Motion, but I'm going to show you that a little bit later, and it is awesome for finding protected spots. But here, just in general, Windfinder.com, it lets me know if it's going to be a windy day or not, and when the wind's going to change direction and what speed. When I can see it's going to be a calm day, you can fish just about anywhere, any kind of way you want. A slick day is just easy to mess with.
What are you throwing, Glenn?
Topwater, Spook Junior.
He's throwing Spook Junior pink and white. Don't know what he's got yet.
Like here with Glenn, I knew we were working with less than 12 miles an hour until it's time to go home. Then it's going to help us.
Worked forever to catch the first topwater fish. He's been out here for 5 minutes. And
I was just trying to express how I try to teach people how to walk the dog, and they go home and try and come back, and eventually they catch one. They're so excited. Glenn walked out there, one cast, boom. Just luck of the draw, right? So with relatively calm conditions like this, you can kind of go anywhere. You can pick bank lines that are normally blown out. You can fish in the middle. You can fish edges. You can fish in the kayak, out of the kayak. It doesn't really matter. You have kind of run of everything. It's when the wind picks up that we got to be a little more particular about where we choose to go. So on this day, Windfinder told me that it was going to be less than 10-mile-an-hour winds till like 10 or 11 about the time we start having to head back, and then it was going to pick up. So I knew to pick a relatively protected bank line, or a bank line that had a wind direction that once we got to the end of the line, we could kind of ride the wind all the way back, and that's exactly what we did. Got to keep that wind in mind, people. Now let's take a look at that map in motion and see what the difference is. Let's go to another day that was not so calm. You hear that wind? That's at 5:30 in the morning. It's only going to get worse. So we know that we're starting out at 20 miles an hour, and it's going to be somewhere between 20 and 30 all day. What am I going to do? I'm going to head over to Map in Motion and see where I can hide. So I head over to Windfinder.com and click on Map in Motion, and this is what you get. You can actually see the wind moving and in what direction, and you can go hour to hour and check every 3 hours to see where it's headed. Now I pick a protected bank line. I pick the bank line that's behind where the wind is headed, and I try to find a launch spot close to that, and I work that bank line and that bank line only. This is a random spot on the map, but look, if there was a launch right here, I could travel this bank line protected all the way up into this back corner, no problem. Completely protected from the wind with the wind in my back carrying the lure. This would be an awesome spot. So on this day, wind blowing 20 to 30, I knew to go to this protected bank line with this wall. It's a southeast wind, and this is southeast protected. When I bring people back here and it's blowing that hard, they often say, "Hey Ty, I think the wind died." But it hasn't. Look at it, it looks slick calm, and this is literally 25-mile-an-hour winds blowing right now. If we stood up and walked across the road, it would be whitecapping on the other side of the bay. Picking the right protected bank line is the difference between being able to go fishing in a kayak and not. And the only thing better than being in a kayak and being protected is being out of the kayak 2 feet on the ground and still being protected. I knew I had that going for me at this spot, and I was going to use it on this day because once again, still 20 to 30 mile an hour wind.
Fight Club butt kicker.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, man.
Fight Club butt kicker. There you go.
Drop. Once again, the things I do for clients, boy. Walking a chain of kayaks so they can keep on fishing.
So once again, when the wind starts ripping, Windfinder.com map in motion shows me the protected bank lines. I go find them, I find launches near them, and I use them when I know I have a certain wind in a certain direction at a certain speed. Hey, if you'd like to learn a little bit more about it and fishing in general, come book a trip with me. Ty, 30 miles out, Rockport, Texas. 30milesout.com's got all the info, people. What?